And when you confront them, they just lie. Come on now. They lie like a rug. And they come out. And it wasn't that you was looking for something. The only reason you look for something is because you had the feeling first. Raise your hands. The voice of God. I'm telling you, these are lessons. But see, because it don't seem spiritual, wait a minute. The Heavenly Father is as serious about the well-being of his kids as you are serious about the well-being of yours. Amen. And so the Father will talk to you about your kids. Look at somebody say, you're being prophetic. Look at somebody say, no matter whether you're a prophet or not, who cares? Look at somebody say, who cares? Look at somebody say something about receiving revelation from God. You ever been on your job? Listen, I told this one brother, I'll never forget this, man. I had this vision. I'm sort of giving to that sort of thing. I had this vision of this guy who was at his job, and he walked into the coffee area, and they was having a conversation about the supervisor. And he was joining in. And he said something. And somebody took it back to the supervisor. They didn't say what they said, they just said what he said. Look at somebody and say, you need to be careful. In the coffee room. Look at somebody and say, that's a word for somebody right now. So I told him, you need to be careful. Later on, he tells me, you were sure enough right. Watch this now. If it isn't practical, it isn't spiritual. So, you know what I have learned? I have learned my spiritual senses, the ones that work. I see, I hear, I feel. I can see revelation about you, not hear it, see it, also not just have this feeling. I literally can feel. What's going on? All of a sudden, it's like, all of a sudden it just shows up inside of me, and I can put words to what it is I feel. Word of knowledge, word of wisdom, prophecy. I feel it. I almost never smell. I'm not good smelling in the normal, in the natural. Really ain't all about taste either, really. Okay, every now and then I smell. One time I smelled faith. That was very interesting. Huh? It's difficult to describe, but you can actually smell somebody's faith, pick up the scent, and then go to a minister to them. Very strange. You can smell angels. I just did a school of supernatural, and a heavenly fragrance came into the room. Everybody in the whole room smelled it. It was that strong. I mean, the only way, if you couldn't smell that, you needed a healing for your nose. And it was that strong. Okay? And so, I can tell you about all kinds of extraordinary supernatural manifestations that you go, I don't know about that. But look at somebody say, he don't really care what you think. It's all feel. Anyway. I can tell you some stuff to make your head go. Anyway. So, this is why when you read the scriptures, the prophet will say, and the word of the Lord came to me, saying. Everybody say, audio. One time, Jeremiah says, these people were plotting, and he said, the Lord gave me knowledge of it. All of a sudden, he had no. Then, let's use Jeremiah. Jeremiah 1 and 2. Hey, Jeremiah, what do you see? Look at somebody saying, you can develop your spiritual senses. Now I'm going to say this. You ready for this? The fact that I can see doesn't make me more spiritual than your ability to feel. Your ability to hear doesn't make you less spiritual than somebody who sees. See, okay, you ready? I'm fixing to really mess with you now. Look at somebody say, put on your seatbelt. Okay. If somebody comes to you and says, I heard the audible voice of the Lord, ooh, they must really be spiritual. Not just the spiritual voice, but the audible voice. See, but you gotta understand, I've had so many experiences with God, I'm not impressed. Because if you heard the audible voice of the Lord, that means that he done spoke to you all kinds of ways and you wasn't listening. He got to go audible now. Now, just to keep you from thinking that I'm being critical of somebody, let me tell you about me. I'll tell you some stuff that's going to make your head spin. One time I had Jesus appear to me.